We are live.
We are live indeed. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. I'm Dr. Lakeisha McKnight, and I'm here with none other than Mr. Matthew Taylor. I think he's muted.
I
There you
was
go.
testing to see if y'all was paying attention. Yes, this is Mr. Matthew Taylor, your tailor-made wealth gardener. Welcome to Secure the Bag.
Yes, everybody, it's Secure the Bag, and we're excited. We're extremely excited to be here with you on this beautiful Sunday by which we're going live. It's actually Sunday, October the 29th of 2023. And this is Secure the Bag. So, Mr. Taylor, what is Secure the Bag anyway?
So Secure the Bag, for those that don't know, for those that are a little more seasoned, for those that are in between, is simply securing your wealth, securing your finances, securing your future, freedom, whatever that bag is for you. And so
Mm-hmm.
for myself and Dr. McKnight, we specialize in acquiring assets. We call ourselves asset acquisition specialists, where we partner with companies that allow us to build wealth, acquire assets. We're actually a part of a larger team called
Mm-hmm.
Wealth Builders Worldwide, who's attached to a company called GS Partners. So we are connected. Let's put it like that. And so what we do is it's not a typical presentation, but it's a conversation, right? Because we know, as Dr. Myron Golden says, conversations create cash flow. And so
Mm-hmm.
we have conversations about wealth building, about freedom, about business, and we create some dialogue, create some feedback, and get your involvement as well. So I'm excited. We've been doing this for a little while, and we want to expand this to you. So what you got to say about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And every time we come on here on Sundays, we're live on YouTube, but I also want to let you know that we're also going to be seeking to go live back again on Facebook. So we're going to be looking forward to doing that next week. But when we do come together for these wealth conversations, these money conversations, we do have a topic that we normally cover. And many of the topics you'll begin to notice overlaps, they interconnect. And so tonight we have a very special topic because here we are, the end of October, Mr. Taylor. And what do we see inside of the stores? We see Christmas trees and we see wreaths and lights and you see Mr. Taylor chilling, laid back with his glasses on. So yeah, our topic tonight is beware of the holidays with a Z. And we're going to explain to you what we mean by that. Now, Mr. Taylor, why did you just do what you do? Because I need to know, I need the guests to understand, those who are stopping by to view the video, I want them to understand, why did you just do what you just did? You're muted one more time. Yeah.
All right. So when we talk about being aware of the holidays,
Yeah.
we're talking about that time of the year when people end up spending more than what they are bringing in. We call
Mm,
that a liability. For those that don't know, there are assets, and then there are
mm-hmm,
liabilities.
mm-hmm,
We specialize in acquiring assets. So what the wealthy do is they shop for assets,
mm-hmm,
while most people are shopping for liabilities. They're shopping for Christmas trees. They're shopping for gifts that they're not going to have a year. They're shopping for a tie that a daddy don't want. They're shopping for socks and underwear that grandma and them don't need, right? They're shopping for things that are not bringing more to them than what they're putting out. And so
mm,
it's a time where you're influenced, you're driven, and you're pushed to spend money that you may not have.
mm.
And ladies and gentlemen, what people don't realize is we keep going further and further into this environment of spending with a country that's $33 trillion in debt.
Mm,
I could pull up the charts if you want me to show you.
mm.
We're $33 trillion in debt, and we're an in debt country. And guess what? Because of how we're structured, that's how our nation is built. We're a debt-based economy, unfortunately. Not
Mm.
necessarily what our freedom, our forefathers wanted, but right now, that's how we operate. And all the holidays it's you flowing into that same venue where you're buying more than what you need, getting things that are unnecessary because you're not focused on your future. You're focused on the now. What you got to say about that,
So
Dr.
what
Miller?
happens is, with this capitalistic type of country in which we're living in, you'll notice that early September, sometimes even August, depending on where you go, a lot of these stores put out information, put out products, they begin to restock and put things on the shelf to cater to your buying. to your buying behaviors, because they know that many individuals, maybe not you, but maybe it might be you, who might actually be preparing right about now to spend more than what you should. And we already know, listen, I as a parent, I'm a mom of two, and I'm thinking about how, you buy a toy and then 30 days later, the toy is broken. Or they're not even playing with the toy anymore. They're playing with some other random thing. So we're spending and buying and buying and spending, and we don't necessarily have to. And we're falling into this trap every single year. Now, it's nice, holiday spirit, Christmas songs and all that stuff. We get it. I even enjoy some of the songs. However, I've understood now and begin to learn how, the stores and just the whole spirit of it all, it can cater to you buying instead of you preparing and sowing into your future so you can have a better future, so that the next month, January, you don't have to worry about trying to pay off debt, credit cards and whatnot, because you went ham in December just buying stuff that you didn't need to buy. So it's all a matter of the mindset. When we talk about holidays, we're talking about HOLIDAZE. So you're not falling into this mindset. You're not really falling into the trap of buying, but you're thinking beyond that. You're thinking above what, commercialism and the stores are trying to tempt you to get involved with. So what are your thoughts about that, Mr. Taylor?
You said the word sow. That's a trigger word for me because I'm a gardener.
Yes.
We would rather sow into somebody else's present now rather than to delay into our future potential.
Yes.
And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, we wonder why come January, we like things get real tight. The sales are starting to end, get the New Year's going, resolutions start. I want to get out of debt because you just harbored all that debt from November to December. In January, now you have a resolution. Then tax season comes, March, April. Everybody decides, okay, I got a little money now. It's cycles. Everything is about cycles. Remember, we told you, we both come from the financial realm. We come from speaking, leadership, all that good stuff.
Yes.
So we've come from corporate America. We come from those places. We understand it's all about this. It's all about psychology.
Yes.
When it comes to the holidays, it is psychological. It's a psychological event. I need to get this. I need to get that. I deal with young people all the time.
Oh, goodness.
I know young people who get Jordans.
Come on.
$1,000 Jordans that only cost $20 to make. You're paying for a name. Why not have your own name rather than pay for somebody else's?
Come on. And that's the concern right there. It's the mindset. Okay, it's the mindset, and people, you got to really stop and think when you obtain and when you look at an item in a store, is it a need or is it a want? Now, don't try to persuade yourself to think in your mind, I need it. If it's something essential for you to live on, then yes. But if it's not something essential for your living, it's a want. So you need to be able to decipher and don't persuade yourself, and don't let, the stores and their sales, just because it's on sale also doesn't mean that you need it. So, and that's what persuades people too. Oh, it's only $10. It's only $20, $30. There are assets that can make money for you that are 20 and 30 and 100. Don't let me go there. So please understand, ladies and gentlemen, as you're tuning in right now, what if you sold and actually acquired an asset with the excess cash you have, so that by the time next year comes, guess what's happening? Your assets are taking care of those liabilities, are getting you the liabilities and still making more money for you. And that's exactly what the wealthy do. The wealthy don't take cash and get all these liabilities without necessarily going to their assets. They get the asset, they make their assets work and get the toys that they want. That's what they do. And for the most part, listen, a lot of what they have too are write-offs, but that's a whole nother conversation. When we say write-offs, we're dealing with taxes, and we're not tax professionals, so I'm not necessarily going to go there. But I will tell you, they know how to play the game. And I will say by default, we know how to play the game too. Myself and Mr. Taylor, because we've been in this space for some time. We have been involved. We know people who are in the tax industry. So we know how these things work. So now it's a matter of choice for you and your family as you're watching the video, as you're watching this particular video today. You know, what decision are you going to make? What mindset are you going to adapt? What change in mindset are you going to make? Are you going to continue to fall prey to spending, and the psychology of the holidays? Or are you going to snap out of this daze and really focus and become laser focused, you know, on not just your present, but your future as well? If you delay certain things now, you'll be able to have what other people won't be able to get tomorrow. What are your thoughts about that, Mr. Taylor? I think you might be muted too.
I'm not.
Okay.
But yeah.
I had to give you a heads up before you started talking.
Good. So one thing I will say is that the compound effect and the principles of money are no respecter of persons. Here's what I mean by that. The same principles that can get you wealthy are the same principles that will allow you to be broke. Same
That's
principles that allow you to have cash flow consistently are the same principles that will have you, you know, you empty your pockets and they cough. Right? So we have to be aware that everything is about systems.
Yeah.
Right? It's about habits. I left it in the car. But there's a book that I'm reading by James Clear called Atomic Habits. Right? It's all the little things that you consistently do, right? And so a few simple disciplines, exercise and practice every day will bring you success, rather than a few errors in judgment done every day will bring you failure. So every day, wealth is, people think that wealth is like this beautiful grandeur thing where you got the Maserati, you got the BMW i8, right? That's what I'm looking at, right? The BMW i8, you got all these things happening, right? They don't realize that it's the meticulous day in, day out, mundane thing that you do every day, where you may have to put some money to work. You may have to compound. You may have to learn some trades. You may have to learn some skills. You may have to recognize some patterns. Do these things every day, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, it takes 10,000 hours to master something, and 20,000 become a legend regardless. Want to become wealthy? Guess what? You got to put your 10,000 hours in. And you can't simply think you're going to snap your fingers and stimulus your check away to get into 10,000 hours.
I got a divine revelation while you were talking. Get this, because we understand that money is a tool. Money is just an idea. I want everybody to understand that, because you can drop a wise individual in the barren of lands and they can still end up wealthy again. A person can go bankrupt and still end up wealthy in a matter of time. Let me help you understand why. Wealth is spiritual. Abundance is spiritual. Here's why. Because it manifests here first. See, wealth happens here. All of this, everything that you see, everything that we see all around us, guess what? Guess what that is? That's a physical manifestation, a physical representation of it. That's all. That's all this is. Everything that we see is only a physical representation of wealth. Listen, that's why we talk about prospering and we compare, and then the word of God talks about prospering, you know, even as your soul prospers. Your soul is what you can't see. So I wish that you will be in health and you will prosper, even as your soul prospers, because it's all connected.
Dr. Knight, what is the soul? Because for those people that don't know, people think that the soul is something, and they may not. What is the soul, Dr. Knight?
It's that some people think that it's the seat by which, it's like that part of you that involves, it's a part of you that does involve your personality. It's a part of you that really drives you, right? It's that part of you that propels you, because understand something, when it comes to the human being, we are a spirit first. Okay. We what? We abide in an earth suit and we possess a soul. So it's like that common point between the spirit and the body. It's just who we are. It's the essence of who we are.
Yes, that mind, the will, and the emotion.
And the emotions. Yes.
And that's what drives us. And in fact, because we're talking about the holidays,
Yeah.
why do you think the advertising, the marketers, they're feeding your soul so that
Because
they can control your spirit, so that way it'll be pulled towards the flesh?
buying is an emotional decision. Buying, write this down. If I hope you're taking hold of all these nuggets that's dropping. Buying is an emotional decision. This is why when you watch a presentation, they build up to touch on your emotion, those emotional points, whether it's a pain area or a pleasure area, especially when it comes to advertisements on TV. Why do you think, like, for example, travel companies, they advertise, they show people having fun and running through the water? Hello, you want to have that same feeling. You want to imagine yourself on that island. So this is what they do. They try to appease, try to touch those emotional points, pleasure or pain, to get you to move and take action. And why do you always hear them say something like, there's only 10 left, come Black Friday, we're going to have 100 TVs, flat screen TVs available. You got to make sure you get there early. We're going to open the door at 4:00 in the morning so you can get there and get the 10 TVs that's available.
They're pulling off of your energy and hoping you develop motion towards whatever they value versus what you value for yourself.
That's it. It's a point of control.
But isn't there something in the word that talks about he that has rule over his own spirit versus?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to guard
Yeah.
our,
Yes.
we have to guard what we see,
yes.
what we hear, what we speak and release, because there are powers that be that are trying to entice our own emotions and let it be driven by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be conscious of that. That's why we're talking about the holidays, because think about it. Like, even now, I was having this conversation with my wife earlier, and we were talking about how things have changed, where we used to go out and trick or treat and all that good stuff. Now it's like, because and you think about it, we're getting candy from strangers, and back then it was like, okay, but because the influence is so shifted so much with devils, warlocks, witches, all that stuff, and because evil is so much more prevalent, you have to be a lot more aware. And that's another thing in wealth, right? We're talking about being in holidays. When you're in a daze, you're not aware of your environment and what's going on, right? You see what's happening. We're praying for Israel and for Gaza and all the things that's happening over there. But you have to be aware, because all these different things are pulling from your emotions. All these different things are pulling your mind and trying to take it to a place, right? You have powers that be that want to tell your own vision where to go.
Yeah.
What do you think a television is? So you have to be mindful of all these different things that are coming at you, bombarding you, which means you need to guard your heart, which is your mind, so that you're not conformed to what the world is doing, but you're transformed into something greater by the renewing of your mind. That's what wealth builders do. Constantly reading, constantly renewing their mind, constantly saying, okay, I see what the world is doing, but this is what the principles and the values of what the word is saying. So this is what I'm going to do instead. And when you follow that, because here's the thing, the word even says that the people of this world are wiser than the people of God. Why is that? Regardless, they follow the principle.
Yep.
And they don't get caught up in the emotions.
Yeah.
Because there are so many, trying to go too far into this, but there's churches and Christians that get in that sugar high spiritual, come down from it with no substance.
Nothing. Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's interesting. And again, that people question and say, well, why aren't your life changed if you've been, having a relationship with the creator of this world for so long? Why haven't your life changed? There's some reasoning behind it, because a lot of people get stuck at praise and they don't delve deep into worship. But that's a whole nother
That's
I
because
know.
worship involves lifestyle, and your lifestyle is not congruent with what you're saying and speaking. Thus you wonder why there's confusion, and my God is not the author of confusion.
Anybody can praise.
The devil be praising.
Anybody can clap their hands and dance. Anybody can do that. But that's why also he talks about they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So it's all about going into that next phase. You got to think deeper. You got to go look a little deeper. Think deeper than just the surface level when you see things, whether it be on TV or in print. You got to think deeper. Have that, put that business mind on for a quick moment and think to yourself, why am I seeing this? Why is this like this? Why are they promoting it like this? I know sometimes you're quick to look at the product, but look at the whole package. Why is it coming to you right now in the way that it's coming to you? And sometimes they'll put it in bold print and then they'll slap some music around it on the commercial. There's so much, slap. A lot of these things, you ever wonder why they put certain songs? Because they know that people they will remember it. Okay, so if I say this one thing, here it goes, because it's so commercialized. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Break me off a piece of that. Oh,
thank you. Because you are commercialized. You understand, you know where it's come from. It's catchy. It's a jingle to it. Got a little music, and you probably had some Kit Kats. So you probably remember the whole experience. Okay? And because obviously I'm giving it to you, I know it, right? So just to let you know, you just got to be aware. You got to be aware of how all this works. Now, be aware of it, but if you're an entrepreneur, you also got to learn to do, to a degree, what they do, but helping people in a different way. Help people to build wealth. Utilize the tactics to help people to build wealth, not to take money from them, but to get money to people. And that's what we're doing. You might see us talk about scarcity. You might see us say things like, you gotta, come to a webinar, come to a presentation to see it. You might see us say, well, time is running out on this opportunity, because there's truth to it. There is a time, we say a live line. We don't like to say deadlines. Live lines to opportunities. It's not going to always be around. So you do need to take action. Leaders are decisive. They're not like on the fence, sitting back. I don't know. Well, think about what happened yesterday. Even though you can't change yesterday, you might have had a bad experience before with a company, but it doesn't mean that applies to every other company out there. So just understand, everyone, you need to make sure that you are renewing your mind on a daily basis so that you don't fall into the holidays, that you're thinking with a clear mind. You're making sound decisions, that is going to be able to make sound decisions today that will lead you to a better tomorrow, you and your family. So, Mr. Taylor, what are your thoughts as we prepare to wrap this up? I know we kind of been going in a bit.
So for those that are still here,
yeah,
I first want to thank you and congratulate you, because the fact that you're tuning into what we're talking about securing your bag, right? Securing your future, freedom, finance.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important that we focus, right? And when I say focus, I mean forced optimism cultivated under stress.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much chaos going around you. Lock in, like, subscribe, lock into what we're doing, because you want to get with us, because we're actually not just talking, but we're doing, right? We're serving people. That's what we do, right? We don't get paid for doing this YouTube. We simply love to share information and let you know that if we can do it, you can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to get caught in the holidays, but you can have some holidays, holy days, right? That's what it really is. And we done said holly and then messed everything up. That's another conversation. so you wanna lock in and figure out what it is your purpose, right?
Mm,
Why am I here? Then because everybody has something that they can contribute to the world, some value that they can bring. All
right.
business is a transaction between one person and another. There's some business that you're called here to do. Whether you want to be a doctor, lawyer, whether you are an entrepreneur, there's business for you to handle.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what that business is, and this is why we're here and Secure the Bag to help you unlock and figure out what your bag is, and then show you that there are treasures, hidden treasures in you that
Hmm.
you can use to really give to the world so that the world may benefit from it.
That's good. That's good. So listen, have you enjoyed what we shared today? And maybe you're thinking, well, what are some things that we can possibly help you with so that you don't fall into the holidays? Maybe you need a mentor. Maybe you need someone to further support you as we're going through this season, even beyond as we go into 2024. If that's you, we'll definitely see if we can place some information in the description area below. That way you'll be able to reach out to us. Okay, very important that you connect with us. So just know that every Sunday we do our very best to be here 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. All right. So just make sure you set an alarm so you don't miss us. And just know that we're here to support you every which way. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like the video, hit subscribe, because we're definitely going to be sharing some great content in the days ahead, especially as we're moving into this new month of November. So with that being said, thank you so very much for tuning in to Secure the Bag. Be blessed, everyone, and have a great day. Take care, guys.